the Sekasai Collective. So it's a collective. All the comedians are like welcome and free to join, but we're more focused on incubating women in comedy and queer people in comedy. But then it's also just curating spaces for people to use comedy as a tool to like just relax and heal themselves and stuff. So it's two-pronged. So it's training anybody who wants to join and then also just having events. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so excited to talk to you. This is our first women's roundtable, women in comedy roundtable at the corner of the square table. Sekasai Collective.
And the side.
Yeah. My name is Justine Wanda and I've been doing comedy for 4 years. But with COVID, that's just 3 years.
Hi, I'm Munya and I'm a stand-up comedian from Zimbabwe, from Harare specifically. And I guess I first, technically speaking, got on the stage in about May of 2018. So yeah, since then, chugging along.
My name is Shaz and I've been doing comedy since May of 2019. I should be able to tell you how long that is because I actually teach math, but I'll let you do the work.
What makes me happy, like sitting on the beach in Diani and not having to worry about rent. That's just one thing. The other thing that makes me really, really happy is performing in front of strangers and making them feel good at the end of a hard, long day.
Loving the people I love because they're also nice. And making them feel loved and just nice things, you know, like nice moments on a swing in the sunshine and just people feeling good, I guess, and peaceful.
What makes me happy? Being around funny people and not having to be funny for them, just watching funny people and just yummy things in my mouth. Read into that however you need to read into that.
What's the worst moment that you've had, like either on stage or backstage?
Maybe 2 years ago something, I think in 2019 if I'm not wrong. Like I was just bombing and I didn't even think to do crowd work. I was just like, continue doing your material. It's going poorly, but I think you believe in yourself to not save this performance, but you have to clock in 15 minutes today, so just keep going. And I realized that at minute 7, which means it's like you know you're losing, but you just, okay, maybe this next joke will work, but you know it's not gonna work because you're no longer performing, like you've already sealed the whole thing. You're like, this is not going well. I think that's one of my worst moments. Like personally, like to be actively aware of the bomb and like not being able to do anything to stop it and still committing. Like I was like, this is amazing. Like I'm doing so well for myself.
Yeah, like what a consummate professional. I would fully be like, okay, thank you very much. This is my time.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay, thanks, bye.
They're like, but you were the headliner.
Yeah.
7 minutes in.
For me, like the worst is like when you get to the end of like new stuff and you pick your last joke that they're gonna leave and they're like a roar of applause and they're saying don't go, and you say it and you wait for like the mic drop and then people continue waiting for the punchline and you're like oh shit,
I gave you everything.
Oh shit.
That was it.
That is bad. This is the best. How did you guys not see it?
Right?
How dare you let me down and
Have you had those? Like what do you do when that happens?
What?
Do you pull out ye old faithfuls or you just go thank you for your time?
I do have a bunch that I think it doesn't have. So what I do if I pulled out an Old Faithful, I look away from all the comedians. Fellow comedians are traitors.
yeah,
You know, like, do you ever watch the gymnast do the thing and she's killing, and then all the others are on the sidelines doing her bits?
Yeah.
That's what they start doing. They start like doing your bits to each other.
Yeah.
And it's a walk-up shame off stage
Yes,
because
it
all is doing it deep down. All of me know, like,
you know I don't know.
Listen,
It's like you've done it too, don't shame me.
The best thing about being a woman in comedy is definitely putting voice to our unique perspective and experience of life, and also just seeing how far we can push things and surprise people with the stuff that comes out of our mouth. I think that's wonderful. I like to trick people in my comedy.
The best thing is really people not expecting you to be funny, because I get people all the time telling me, "Oh, you're a comedian," in that tone, and you know exactly what you need to do to make them believe us. So yeah, that's literally my favorite thing, just making people laugh.
The best thing about being a woman in comedy is the other female comedians. You know, like having the content, seeing the content that you finally always wanted to see, other people backstage, and then the vibe backstage as well. Like having other people knowing exactly how you feel when you're doing what you're doing. And we crack each other up backstage. Everybody's so nice, everybody's so caring. And yeah, you get a little circle of you that's really nice. So what is your favorite joke to perform? Whether or not the audience loves it, your favorite, like, damn, I wrote this.
So my favorite joke to perform, I have two.
Uh-huh.
So the first one is like saying you're an orphan on the first date really shuts everything down. It's like bringing a corpse to lunch. And this is exactly how it goes. Everyone gets awkward. It's like, when I just said that I was eating, it destroys everything. So, and then my second favorite joke to perform, this is something that I wrote recently. It's like condom brands, some of their names sound like car models from the 70s. Like Durex, Rough Rider. The tagline would be introducing Rough Rider. A tough exterior for a smooth ride. I'm trying to be buying that car. I love it. I've already met the love of my life, you guys. Thank you. He said no.
Hey.
Oh, I love it. I love it. What's your favorite?
I have so many favorites. Really. I'm not just saying it's true.
Yeah.
I always have a lot of my comedy comes from like real life things.
Mm-hmm.
And I do this bit where that actually happened to me. I met this guy on a dating site. That's a dating site for people who like fat people. So already I was like, guys don't know this. There is. I'm gonna hook you up, girl. Don't worry. and so we're talking, and the texts go very quickly from like just like, you know, because he's a francophone person. We talk about like basic stuff, Masai Mara, you know, boring stuff, and then it gets very hot and heavy very quickly. Mm-hmm. And then I tell people about how that goes down and how just like at the end of it, I'm not really sure if he's trying to fuck me or colonize me because of his language. It's intense. I love telling it so much because people never know it's coming. And I'm like, yo, it's true. This shit actually happens to me. So I spent all my life in the comedy, whatever, going, no, that's true as well. That's true. That actually is also true.
Like a few weeks ago, you know, because I was having a hard time, one of my friends came to give me their thoughts and prayers. And, you know, we're in the middle of thoughts and prayers, and the whole time I'm thinking, Mom's looking down at me, and I'm like, why the fuck did she tell me that? So because I was very close to her, in my head I'm talking to her, and I'm like, Mom, change the channel. Just change the channel. There's Dad, there's 5 kids, like look at someone else, right? But I also know myself, and I'm sure I had a great show happening. So I'm sure she was watching, you know, and so the whole time I can just imagine her going, what? And she's like talking to me from like heaven, and she's like, no, Mom, no, they manscape. They clean it up right now. Yeah, no, not that he doesn't have hair. They get rid of it for us. Yeah. It saves us from having to do a lot of, you know, yeah, Mom. So that's how I deal with thoughts and prayers.
What's your favorite Justine joke?
So I remember the first time I watched Justine, she was the first person who made me laugh about someone being an orphan. And I remember just going, brilliant, because I thought it's such a dark thing, such a dark, sad topic, you know. And so every time people don't get it, I get it for her, and she doesn't care, and I'm upset because I'm like, you guys need to get this. It is brilliant to be able to make someone laugh about something that's really dark and overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So that, and when she talks about her boobs, it's just quite intense. Y'all need to, I didn't know it was that hard having like little to no boobs. And I'm here for it.
Yeah. So my favorite Shaz joke is like the one where I think she goes to Jamaica.
Yes.
And then like there's that part where like the waiter asks you like if you want the I want to get this right.
Tell you.
And I want you to tell it because she tells it so well. Because Shaz is an amazing storyteller. Like every time she's performing, it's like you're immersed into her world.
Oh my God.
And I feel like that's something that not a lot of people are able to do. And like when she does it, it's like you're there. It's so vivid. I love this joke. I would like her to tell it because I will totally butcher it. My stuff is deadpan, but she's more lively, so she will fucking kill it.
Can I do the last bit?
Yeah, do the last
bit. So it's true. Remember this. So I get to the hotel, I'm looking cute because I've come for a wedding in Jamaica, and I'm like, Jamaica. And so the waiter comes to me and he's like, morning sunshine. And I'm like, am I sunshine? He's like, yes, you, morning sunshine. I'm like, morning. And he's like, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Kenya. He's like, Kenya. And I'm like, no one says Kenya. What is it about Kenya? He's like, would you like some breakfast? I'm like, yes, I'm tired. It's a long flight. Nini. He's like, would you like some breakfast? I'm like, yes, I'd love some breakfast. And he's like, okay, we got a Jamaican breakfast and we got a continental breakfast. And I look at him like, we all know continental breakfast, Cindy. So he's like, so I'm like, what's in the Jamaican breakfast? And he goes, Kenya. Jamaican breakfast. We've got saltfish, plantain, papaya, and dick. I'm like, yes, I did.
My favorite Justine joke is I was like, wow, I want. I've started slut shaming the economy. Because it always needs to be stimulated. It's like, that's so true. That's so true.
We can all relate.
Yes. She has a point though. She actually has a point. I haven't seen enough of you to like, it's just all been lovely. But I remember that one. That's it. There was a lot of moments that stuck out, but that one I was like,
I love it too.
I think one of my favorite jokes to tell is so it's a little morbid and like people don't really get there. So like how I start from the whole bit is that men single-handedly caused the AIDS crisis. And then
popular.
Yeah.
Everyone already loves it.
And especially like because it was men, whether it was like straight men or gay men, like women had nothing to do with it. Because people will be like, oh no, it's about safe sex. And I'm like, it's not about safe sex. Like men are just whores. And you know why it's not about safe sex? Because like, why is like nobody in the history of like lesbian sex or even straight sex has ever like oh, see, it's not about safe sex. People are just whores. It's the men's fault. So I have a lot of I make a really good compelling argument for like 10 minutes, and then that's my final. And then I think what I love is like when I trap the men, because at first they're like, oh no. So you know, like you can trick people into. Get them to agree. So I'm like, you know what? But you guys, you know, you're well endowed. Of course, you're well endowed because you know the prevailing theory is that somebody fucked a monkey. And, you know, white people think they think we're monkeys, we were fucking monkeys. And I'm like, you guys don't believe that you caused AIDS. You guys, you know, you have big dicks. God blessed you, right? And they were like, yeah. So if you all are so amazing and so good, why on earth would a woman have decided to fuck a monkey? Oh. It wasn't us. It wasn't us. And then you get them and then they're pissed. I'm like, oh no, that's my time.
Oh my goodness.
Trap them.
How many times have you done this joke and how
Not
was
enough.
the reaction?
I did it last year.
I like that she leaned into it. Like, the camera crew is all like testosterone. Basically.
I love because I love that day. Like when I said, I was like, men single-handedly caused the AIDS crisis. Everybody's like. And then it was slowly but surely. So it depends on the audience. It depends on the audience because I just come out there.
Yeah, do it.
So you gotta warm them up a bit. But yeah. Life in Zimbabwe is so stressful. We don't measure time according to like the normal calendar. You know, like BC, AD, Anno Domini, Year of Our Lord. Ethiopians have their own thing going on. We go according to currency. So like, was it the first iteration of bearer checks, or was it after we slashed, or was it the ones with like, they tried to put the religious people on there to like hope the country would, oh no, this is the ones where we had the tractors. No, that money only lasted 3 days. If you were born, it's like people who were born like on a leap year day, when you were born like on the currency we only had for like half a year.
The worst thing about being a woman in comedy, I think right now, it's that there aren't many of us. Let me talk about our particular scene. There aren't many of us. And I don't know if I'd say it's the worst thing, but I definitely think it's one of those things when, as we get more women in comedy, I go, oh, this is so great to have other women doing this. That, and also I realized the male comics get hit on all the time by the audiences, and the girls always come up to them, or the guys, and they're like, hey, what's that? You're so funny. And then I don't see that happening for us, and I feel like that's a call to action. I think if a woman's funny and you like that, you should try and get in her pants, or at least tell her you'd like to get in her pants.
The worst thing I would say is, everybody else backstage. So when you're not in like a nice little circle of just the girls, like, it's the stupid jokes that the boys are cracking. Because it's not even the audiences who make it annoying being a woman in comedy, it's the other comedians. So that's what I really struggle with, just like the bad sex jokes at your expense, especially if somebody goes on stage and does like an entire set about how women are stupid, or like, they fail at XYZ, and then...
The worst thing is also that just people coming at you and thinking right away just because you're a woman, you're not funny. It's the worst part of it. And also the fact that it's very, very difficult to just convince other women to do this. Because I've been trying for 2 years now, and I've still just gotten one person to actually do it.
Honestly, just take whatever blessings you have, whether... Because really, sometimes it's not personal at all. You weren't rejected because you were personally bad. You were rejected because someone somewhere has a ginormous ego and they feel threatened by you. Or you're rejected because they want their friend to get in. Or maybe you're accepted not because you're actually funny, but because someone needs you to do something so they can look good because they stood up for diversity. Whatever it is, you're there. So make the best of what you're doing where you are. And try not to question it too much because, it's small circles and, it's a cycle. Things just go around. So don't take it personally. Like, really focus on people who enjoy you and what you do. And in terms of like bureaucratic politics and admin, just do your job. You're there to do your job.
Dive for my neck, comes it on deck.